Okie dokie. Well, I just realized that I'm in the same outfit as last video, and it's not the same day. It's actually almost 2 weeks later. But anyways.
I really like this dress, it's quite good, but anyways, yeah, this is really, really, stop it. Yeah.
I wanted to share with you a little recap of my week because I only kind of noticed towards the end of the week that I should or could have done like a week vlog, because this week was quite interesting and exciting and I had a lot of shoots. But because I was a little bit too late with that, instead of doing a week vlog, I kind of do a week recap that I'd like to share with you. So I did quite a lot of behind the scenes that I recorded that I can like share with you and tell you a little bit about how I went about organizing my shoots and what I did shoot, why I did shoot what I shot, etc. So the week started with Monday. On Monday I had a really cool shoot in probably one of the most amazing villas in Cape Town. Absolutely gorgeous, insane house, beautiful lighting, amazing interior, photographer's dream. It was a paid shoot for a model from Germany and her friend. She asked me to do some photos for her portfolio, which I happily did. And we spent about 2.5 to 3 hours shooting. We were quite busy because there was just so many different options and places to shoot at in that house, and we created some amazingly beautiful photos. Then on Tuesday I had another... Stop it! What I tried to do with that shoot, because she sent me a mood board, and also whenever a client sends me a mood board, I also do my own mood board, depending also on kind of the client's mood board, but just for myself to kind of have also a vision and a little bit more diverse or like different images in it that really helps me guide the shoot as well. Especially very useful when I'm working with people who are not used to photo shooting or posing. It kind of can also act as a guide for posing. In this case, however, her mood board also was very much incorporating light, and I love light, and we were very lucky that the house had a lot of different interesting lighting scenarios where the light would fall into through the windows and make these beautiful patterns, which we incorporated in the shoot, which worked very well. I think it always kind of enhances the pictures and makes them more interesting. So that was kind of the vibe we were going for, and we shot in many different locations with different outfits, and try to really showcase her personality and what she stands for as a model and person. Then on Tuesday I had another very cool and exciting shoot with Sion. I really hope I pronunciate her name correctly. But she's an amazing person. She contacted me through Instagram, and she's a costume designer from London, and she makes these beautiful haute couture costumes for clients, be it like actresses, singers, also theater, I think. Amazingly and super inspiring, and I really couldn't resist. She asked me if I would be keen for a collaborative shoot, which I happily agreed to, because it's an amazing opportunity also for my portfolio and to really have something that no one else has. And we chose a model. I work with a model agency, and I often have I can use their models for test shoots, because the models also really need new portfolio pictures and also experience. And in return, they give me their time so I can use them as a model. And in this case, we chose a model of color, which is, I think, a beautiful choice, especially with the red dress. Also considering the fact that we are in South Africa, and I really want to try to keep my photography as diverse as possible. And I think it went so well with her skin tone and the beautiful red dress. She looked absolutely stunning. Also with the beautiful headpieces. We had two different looks. One, red with very long veil, let's say, and the other one a goldish goddess kind of look, very futuristic, dystopian, very cool and unique. And we first shot in the forest, or next to 𝐂𝐴's parents' house. There was like a little forest, some greenery, which was really cool as a contrast to the red. Normally I try to avoid to shoot in bright daylight, but actually recently I started challenging myself to really shoot more during those times because they're a bit more tricky, but at the same time I think they can have a very unique and cool and more modern look. So I really started to fall in love with daytime shoots in the sun, and we had plenty of room to play with. The only problem was it was incredibly windy and our poor model almost flew away, literally. Then we moved, after we shot in the forest or in that like landscapey area, we moved to the house because there was a nice pool, and 𝐂𝐴 had that vision with the dress flowing into the pool. Another very cool idea, because I love also how blue and red contrast each other, and we also created some amazing shots in that pool area. And then just as the sun was about to set, unfortunately we were a little bit late, but we needed a little break because it was quite, yeah, shoots are always work for both photographer and model, and it's important to keep everyone happy. So just before sunset, we moved to the beach. There is like a secret spot, not secret, there is a spot that I really like. It's Maiden's Cove in Cape Town. It's not secret at all, but the secret is that there's actually, officially it closes at 6 p.m. but there is a gap in the gate, and I know the guards only start like guarding the area at 8, so there's like a 1 hour gap where you can sneak in. And I know this is a bit sketchy or whatever, but yes, I've done this before, and yes, in South Africa you can kind of pull off these things. So yeah, we snuck in through the gate and did some amazing pictures right next to the water with the second look, which I think was a really amazing choice because the dress had these little mirrors. Also, we incorporated the mirrors into her makeup. We didn't have any makeup artist on this collaborative shoot, so we just winged it, or 𝐂𝐴 winged it. And I think the little mirrors went very well with the water because the whole light reflected really nicely off her dress and her skin. We also added some glitter to her collarbones and her face to really, yeah, draw that light in. And I think it worked very well, and we did some amazing pictures. And yeah, it was an amazing day, an amazing time. And then on Thursday, I had another shoot planned in a location where I always wanted to shoot at, Atlantis dunes. Atlantis dunes is this like surreal looking landscape full of dunes, not too far away from me, and it's just the most beautiful location. It looks like you're on a different planet, and it looks a little bit like Namibia, and it's a very popular shoot location. But the only reason why I've never shot there before is because you need to pay a shooting license, which is also not that affordable, especially when you do a non-paid shoot. Obviously, test shoots are mostly or almost always involving some costs for the photographer as well as the model probably, but mostly it's worth it. But I wasn't really willing to spend that much money, so again we tried to go around the rules and bend them a bit, and literally what we did were we pretended to be tourists and we just walked in. And for me and one of the models that worked perfectly fine, but my friend who was also shooting with me, another photographer, he came with the second model and that didn't go so well. So they were held up at the gate and they had to pay a little fee, which we split in the end, obviously. But finally, after like a long discussion, they let them through, and we had a really cool shoot. And I can't wait to look at the pictures and edit them. I think we did some very amazing shots. Yeah, and I think it's always for me also a little bit of a challenge to shoot two models at the same time, because you always kind of have to have them interact with each other, and especially if they don't know each other, this can be a bit difficult. But I think in this case it worked very well, and I think it's especially important just to really have a vision, and I draw a lot of inspiration from Pinterest. Inspiration, not copying, just in terms of posing two models, especially when they're two male models, because that was an additional challenge for me, because normally I only shoot one person at the same time and also mostly females, so posing two male models is a whole different story. But we kept it very kind of matching the surrounding, this more surreal, futuristic looking landscape, very flowy, and I think the poses that we did worked very well with the setting. And in terms of outfit, we kept it very simple, just jeans and topless. And then we incorporated some shirts to play with to make it a bit more dynamic, and also kind of to capture the wind a bit and to contrast the plainness of the landscape. And yeah, so much to that. It was very fun, it was very cool, and I really enjoyed that. Then on Friday, today, I had another shoot. Yeah, it was a very busy week, which was also very cool, because I tried to challenge myself not to always shoot on the beach too much, because I live so close to the beach. It's so easy just to go to the beach, but I wanted to do something different. And I went to Rhodes Memorial, which is, I'm always a bit torn because it's not the safest, but at the same time, when you go during the day, it's mostly fine, but especially for camera, you never know. But nevertheless, I did it because I really wanted to have that kind of mood where it's a bit of a Western vibe, and that was just like in the back of the memorial. It has this perfect landscape also with some mountains in the back, and I thought it would really well fit the mood board. So we chose to shoot there, and it was, yeah, just the two of us, and it was very cool. And yeah, I tried to incorporate a little bit the nature because we didn't exactly have the exact outfits that we needed. I bought some stuff, but it was like not 100% matching, so we had to wing it a bit and improvise a bit. Also, the straw hat I bought didn't look as much as like a cowboy hat, but sometimes I just gotta improvise, especially on test shoots, because I'm doing all shoots on a budget, because I can't and don't want to spend too much money on the shoots. And I think it worked quite well. We had different looks, and we combined the pieces that I bought with hers, and I think we went into like a similar direction of, yeah, what I've kind of imagined. And I think it's very important just to sometimes if you don't have exactly what you need, if you can't get it, you just have to improvise. And I think most of the time it's gonna be fine, and sometimes it even leads to, yeah, surprising results. So much to that. Now it's Friday, and tomorrow I have one last shoot of the week left. I have a wedding. I'm also, as I said, a wedding photographer. I have an 8-hour wedding close by in Cape Town. It's actually quite special for me this time because I have an at-home wedding. It's at the groom's family's house, which makes it all a bit more intimate, which I really like about weddings. Yeah, if it's a bit more intimate, and also I think it's interesting or cool that everything will be very close and I don't have to run around too much, because often when the venue's too large, yeah, you're constantly just running around trying to capture everything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And Sunday I'm just gonna rest and edit and give myself also a little bit of a break, but I really have to catch up on editing quite a lot. I have a lot of weddings still to edit, and yeah, I have 2 more weddings to come tomorrow and the week after, and actually 3 more, and then another one, and then also have some inquiries for April, May, before I will leave to Switzerland in June for another wedding season. So it's always busy, which is good because I don't want to get bored, and I love, yeah, to connect and grow my business. Also, what I really wanted to say is that I plan to shoot a lot. That's also with the In the video of the goal setting, I showed you that I plan to hit a certain amount of shoots every month, and especially in the first 3 months of this challenge, I want to shoot as much as possible because I really want to create a portfolio that really serves my needs and attracts the people I want to work with, because I think that one of the main or key problems so far has been that my portfolio really wasn't consistent at all. And because I just tried to do all kinds of things, and yeah, that's not really the good way to go. So I really want to have it a more curated portfolio, because I think it's also normal that in the beginning you just try everything and experiment with a lot. But what I also try to do is even sometimes, you know, when you feel like shooting a specific kind of shoot, but you know it doesn't really fit your portfolio. I mean, yes, always try to plan shoots that actually serve your portfolio, because otherwise, yeah, what's the point unless you're getting paid? But then also I think it's cool to sometimes just experiment and do something, and even if it doesn't end up in your portfolio, it's still quite cool, yeah, as an experience. So I think that's definitely a lesson, that I want to curate my portfolio more, and it still allows me to experiment with shoots, but it doesn't mean that it will end up in my portfolio. So that much being said, I want to shoot as much as possible in the first 3 months and all throughout the year. And I read somewhere, I don't know who it was, the other day, that if you're not busy, try to look busy. And that sentence really stuck with me, because sometimes when I'm frustrated that I'm not getting booked and I'm not busy, obviously when you just complain about it on social media that you don't have any clients and that you're not booked, it doesn't attract more clients. That's just how humans work. But if people are busy, obviously busyness always equals, yeah, like success, and people are naturally more drawn towards you. And I must say, it's so interesting because this week, because I've been sharing so much of my shoots, I've had so many inquiries already for photo shoots. So yeah, it's already working, and that's a really good sign for me to continue doing what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm excited to share the rest of this journey with you.